Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, it is a repeat brew, but on a different system. And why am I brewing this? Well, I don't know what order the videos are coming out, but we did a pumpkin ale. We're gonna give it away on Halloween. I'm doing a Rice Krispie treat, and we're gonna give it away on Halloween. And yeah, we used the marshmallow as a back sweetener, or whatever you want to call it, for flavoring. The only problem with doing that with a lager is that it ferments out within about a week or two. So we're gonna do it the night or the morning of Halloween, should we say. So that way everybody's enjoying a Rice Krispie treat and doesn't have to worry about it fermenting out and just pushing the ABV up and reducing the marshmallow flavor. But what are we brewing with? That's the big deal. And why are we doing it on the BrewEasy Compact with the BoilerMaker surface? That's right. Yeah, we got the surface going. That way we don't have to clean all those heating elements. It's underneath, pushing the heat up, doing a great job, reducing the work I have to deal with. I don't know if y'all realize, but Blichmann makes a really big system like this for, not this whole system, just the BoilerMaker, but for professional brewers and I guess you could say limited barrel size, and saves them hours of cleaning, quite literally. Okay, so we've got our Rice Krispies. Gotta have Rice Krispies if you're brewing a Rice Krispie treat. And because of this, I don't remember having a problem last time, but just in case, that's why I'm doing it on this. And I know you're thinking, wait a minute, some of you are getting it, some of you aren't. It's 100% mesh basket. Yeah, and because of the way it's recirculates, it shoots out liquid on all these little holes that are at different increments all the way up, and they're each at 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. I'd say it's about an inch, maybe just over an inch. So it's bing, 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 bing. That way we're getting good recirculation without having to worry about a stuck mash. Now I'm still gonna do something to kind of reduce that chance, but it's all good. We're also shooting for, you ready? This is a very small grain bill, very, very small, technically speaking. But it says it's gonna be 6.2%. I did not change the recipe from last year, which means it's probably going to hit 7% again, because I'm really not good at estimating sugar in cereal, just saying. I think I estimate the sugar, but I don't count for the carbs that could be converted into sugar during the boil and everything. That's part of the problem. Now, the Rice Krispie Pilsner, as I call it, which becomes a Rice Krispie treat when I back sweeten it with 1 ounce, if I remember right, double check. I gotta watch that old video. 1 ounce per gallon. That's right, 1 ounce per gallon. Back sweeten, instantly you have a Rice Krispie treat. And if I remember right, we tried even more and it was way too much. It might have been a ½ ounce. I'll have to look at my own video to remember. It's okay. Now, what do we have? It looks like we have quite a bit. We have this, and we have this, but these are crushed. It's 6 pounds of Pilsner. That's the grain bill. Kinda. 6 pounds of Pilsner. Technically, if I was doing 9 pounds, I would need about 7.6, 7.3 gallons. I can't remember exactly. I went with 7. The reason being is that way I'm getting good contact. I can always boil off a little extra. It's not a big deal. And this is what I mean by technically. I got 3 more pounds here, but this is not grain. This is liquid. It's a brown rice syrup. That's what I used last time. So I used 3 pounds of brown rice syrup. I got that from MoreBeer. I don't know if they have any other locations you can get it from. And then I have 6 pounds of Pilsner. What else do we have going on? Well, I got 18 ounces. That's right, 18 ounces of, you know it, Rice Krispies. Gotta have Rice Krispies if you're doing a Rice Krispie treat, just saying. So this was the most demanded beer last year and this year by women. Yes, if I gave a bottle of this to a lady, they were demanding I brew more, brew more, brew more, brew more. I said, I don't plan on it, I don't plan on it. Finally, Halloween's coming and I'm like, you know what? That'd be a great beer to serve to people for free during Halloween. Yes, I can't sell it. So yeah, we got 18 ounces of Rice Krispies. I did put 4 ounces of corn sugar in the recipe. I think that's way, way too low. That corn sugar, we're not adding. That's out of the Rice Krispies. I'm pretty sure it's probably closer to 5.6 if I had to guess, or at least 5. Looking for Yakima Chief's Warrior hops at 14.2 at 12 minutes. Some people have been like, why do you add so late when you're not looking for a hoppy addition? Well, Warrior's super clean, and as long as I'm before the 10-minute mark, I'm not really gonna notice it. That way I can check my boil off if I'm kind of playing around with things like Rice Krispies, things like this. You know what I'm saying? I can get that boil off a little closer to where I need it, add the hops, and finish out. It makes life really simple. I'm only looking for, it says 21, with the age on the hops, it's probably gonna be closer to 19 IBUs, theoretically. And keeping a nice, clean, light color like I did last year. So I'm good. And like I said, estimated ABV is gonna be around 6.2. It's probably gonna hit 7 again. We're gonna mash in for 75 minutes. Probably need like 30, but 75 minutes. Let it sit, let it hang out, let it do its thing at 150. That's right, I'm a big 150 fan. Every now and then I'll spike over 150. So when I'm spiking up to 152, maybe 153, I'm not spiking 154, 155 because I was already at 152. So I kind of like that. And that's one of the other reasons I stick to the 150. Now, if I want it stupid dry, I'm shooting for 148, 147. I do have some rice hulls. I'm probably going to use about half of that. That's 3.58 ounces if you really need to know, or 2 scoops. And that's it. I'm gonna say we get mashed in. I gotta get all this in there, take that off, let it drip for a minute. Trying to find a home for all this stuff. Need somebody standing here and go, here, take this, here, take this. Just saying. Okay, where's the mash basket? Remember again, when you lower the mash basket, look for where the hooks are. You want them to the back so it's easier. And you also don't wanna splash any kind of electronics or equipment, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump about half of this in there. Why do I dump that in first? Because it floats. Rice hulls float, not worried about it. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and dump about half of that in there too. I don't know if you can hear that. We got snap, crackle, and pop going on. Yes, you heard me, snap, crackle, and pop. And we're having cereal with water. No, just kidding. I'm lactose intolerant, yeah. Kind of sounds gross. Sugar water? Yeah, and again, that's what we make before we make beer, because yeast makes beer, we make wort. Okay, let's start dumping some grains in here. Then I'm gonna just speed this section up real fast. Oh, crap. I forgot the brewing salts. Yeah, I feel like an idiot. I'll put them up there. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump it in, mix it in. Kind of sucks, can't believe I did that. Never done that before. I've forgotten a lot of things, but that's one I've never forgotten. Luckily, it was very, very minor. It was just for a nice medium yellow, yeah, nothing special. Just basic lager. Still can't believe I forgot that. Okay, this thing's yelling at me. I'm gonna get the mash set up on here and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. Okay, there's our mash profile. Before we kick it off, let's make sure we open up everything here on the pump. Hit start. Home. And we've got a couple things to do. We've got to bring the power down to, say, 65. And start the pump. Pump. Whoa, let's turn that bad boy down, way down. There we go, it was stuck. Okay, got things plugged in, turned on, rocking and rolling. Got the pump going. I'm gonna watch this for a minute and I'm gonna watch the temp. I decreased the power, I kicked it back up a little. I forgot where I used to keep it, around 65, 75, somewhere around there. I gotta figure it out, but I'll get it there, not a big deal. We'll be here for 75 minutes. Okay, it went up to 168, automated, of course. And we stayed there for 10 minutes, and now it is time to turn off the pump, which I guess I should do it this way. There we go. And pull the little circulation pipe out. Remember, you got liquid dripping, and take it and flip it, because you're gonna get more every single time. There's always a little sitting in there. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull this up. Get a little height so that way you get a little bit better leverage. And remember, when I put this in, I know where the feet are. Pull it up nice and slow. There we go. I'm not sparging. You're talking technically with the Rice Krispies, a hair over 7 pounds, 2 ounces of grain, and a bunch of rice hulls. So we're gonna let that drip for a little while, and then I'm gonna kick it up to a boil. Okay, as you can see, we're kicking it up to a boil. Once I get to a boil, we'll be there for 90 minutes. Yes, 90-minute boil. And currently we're sitting at just over 6.5 gallons of liquid. That was around 175 in temp. So I'm doing good. I rubbed the bottom, that's what this is sitting up here from. And I'm gonna rub it again just to make sure we're all good. This 3 pounds of rice solids, liquid, brown rice, syrup, whatever you wanna call it, will not be added until the last, maybe 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes. And I'm gonna be very careful because last time I'm pretty sure I melted the plastic, and I wanna not melt the plastic, but I wanna get all the stuff, all the yummy out of there. Also, I need to go weigh out 1 ounce of Yakima Chief Warrior hops, which are sitting at supposedly 14.2%. That should bring us in technically 21 IBUs, but because it's about a year old, we'll take about 10% away, and that should put us at about 19 IBUs. So still, it's all good. We're just trying to keep it from being sweet. As I'll be back sweetening it later with a little bit of the marshmallow, which is 100% natural. It's just toasted marshmallow and sugar. But because it's a lager, like I mentioned, that can ferment out, and we don't want to back sweeten it until just before we start giving it away on Halloween. Okay, once we get to a boil, we'll do a break and we'll rock and roll. Okay, I just hit boil. You can see the little timer going. I know you're looking at going, wait a minute, you got a 15-minute notice. I thought we had a hop addition at 12. We do. I'm a little slow. It gives me 3 minutes to make sure I'm ready. Yeah, sometimes setting a timer for yourself and not for what's actually going on is sometimes better. Just saying. There we go. The roll's starting to happen with the boil. Starting to roll nice. And we'll be here for 90 minutes. But like I said, 15 minutes before the 90 is up, we'll do our hop addition at 12 minutes. Then we'll do our Whirl Flock tablet at the last 5. I'm debating on this, probably between 10 and 5. I'll be adding this, so it'll probably be 12, 10, 5, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, got a nice little rolling boil going. I'll give you a little video of that. There's the roll. There's the rolling boil, rocking and rolling. And there we go. Okay, so I'm exactly 1 minute behind, as you can probably see. It's okay, not a big deal. I'll just add a minute to the end. That's why I love doing late hop additions and not early ones. Okay, if you haven't seen the new Anvil Hop Spider, for the Anvil, I have the arm, or should we say, extend it way out here so I can get deep into the wort. Yeah, see, I measured on the outside. I'm like, oh yeah, there we go, that's perfect. Then I adjust it, 2 screws and 2 nuts and 2 washers. I drop it in. I take my amazing 1 ounce of Warrior hops, which nobody will really get to smell in this beer, and I drop them in, and I'm good. And I like to kind of make sure it's all nice and saturated, but I'm good. It's full of wort. Okay, I'm heating up the brown rice liquid so I can dump it in here shortly, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Okay, knowing that I have probably, what, about 8 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and just start adding things. So first of all, got a little yeast nutrient here. I'm just gonna toss that all in there. There's not much left. It's not even a whole teaspoon. It's starting to clump together, which is never good. There we go. I got a Whirl Flock tablet, which, hey, I got yeast nutrients sticking to me now, and it's not crushed. It'll be fine. It's foaming up a bit. Okay, this I've been soaking in, we'll say lukewarm water. I'm gonna go ahead and open. Oh, it opens nice and easy now. That's a good thing. Whoa, yeah, we got all kinds of yummies in here. Okay, I'm just gonna start dumping. And something you really need to do when you do this so you don't scald the bottom, stir. And don't touch the pan. Stir. Ooh, that is definitely on the hot side, the steam. But the steam, you know what? The steam is breaking it up, making it soft. I'm good with that. My hand's cramping a little, so we'll switch hands. And this, let's see if we can get the rest of that in there. We'll be here a little while. Oh, and hey, I got wort I gotta put back in there. Hey, we're at the 5-minute mark, and guess what? We're already there. Everything's been added. Yes. Technically, that's the 6-minute mark because I was a minute late adding the hops. See how that calculation came in? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stir, make sure everything's good, make sure I don't have anything sticking to the bottom. Yeah, we know. There we go. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I already stopped that, but remember we still had a minute. So, and hey, you know what? That's very hot. Let's go ahead and kill the power. And then we'll go, actually that's all we need to do. We don't need to tell it it's gonna be a lower temp. Man, there's a lot of liquid in there. Hops have a habit of blocking everything and allowing all that liquid to stay up in there. What I'm gonna do is rotate it a little across the mesh that hasn't been clogged, and we'll get as much of that liquid out. Okay, that's good enough. Put that in there so I don't burn myself. We'll move that out of our way. It's time to get the JDZilla and drop it on in because we're using, yes, the BoilerMaker. That's right. So there's no heating element that we're gonna hit. Yeah. Still burning my fingers. Another great thing with the BoilerMaker surface, you can use whichever cooling system you want. Yeah, you can use the Therminator from Blichmann, you can use a JDZilla, you can use an immersion chiller. I guess I should probably turn that pump flow down a little since it's splashing. But we still want a little splash. We want some agitation when it comes to an immersion chiller. You counterflow, I mean, literally, you got the tri-clamp, you can also use MPT, but the options are pretty much endless. There's no heating element sitting where you're gonna hit it. And when we're done, cleaning is gonna be a breeze. So, won't make you sit and watch that part, but hey. I'm gonna get it chilled down, we're gonna get it into the fermenter, and then we're gonna pitch the yeast and we'll go from there. Okay, for anybody who's new to the channel, you see the temps crashing. I get around 120, 112, somewhere in that neighborhood, and I hook it up to a recirculation. I don't waste as much water as you'd think. Dump a bunch of ice packs in there. I reuse a ton of ice packs, and it crashes fast. So we're gonna let it run for a little longer, and then, like I said, I'm gonna get it in the fermenter, and we'll pitch the yeast. Okay, so we had a great day. I mean, a great day, minus me being stupid and forgetting to hit record when I pitched the yeast. It's all good. Oh crap! I forgot to put a tilt hydrometer in there. I'll have to do that too. I'm just tired. Yeah, it just is what it is. Okay, so we had like technically an 88.5% efficiency. The key there is it's very hard to account for cereal. Yeah, Rice Krispies, pretty much rice and sugar. So instead of ending up with like 7.5 or 7.6%, I didn't water it back down to the 6.5, 6.6. Instead, I brought it down to where it'll hit 7. It was at 7% last year, and I felt that was perfect. It tasted amazing. I want to keep to that. I had about 7.5 milliliters of yeast. And what yeast? I guess I forgot to tell you that because I didn't hit record earlier. Yeah, White Labs 940, Mexican lager yeast. It just leaves things very, very clean. I could smell a hint of banana in there, maybe, but when it's done with the beer, I don't smell or taste banana or clove. It's just super clean, and that's what I'm going for. I want just a really clean lager where the rice kind of stands out a little bit, and then that marshmallow just pops it, and you get that Rice Krispie treat, which is what we're shooting for Halloween. But yeah, I pitched more than half of that. I did put the Clarity Firm in there to reduce gluten. It does have a Whirlflux tablet. As you can see, it's already starting to separate. I got a floating dip tube. I'm gonna ferment this at about 5 to 10 PSI. I don't remember the temperature, but it'll be right around the mid-range of that yeast. Probably somewhere around the 53, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll have to double check. And yeah, I gotta go get a tilt hydrometer, get that in there. Don't forget, hit like, subscribe. Appreciate you, appreciate the support. Whew. Looking forward to Halloween. Cheers.